What's mission prep? Tell me what that's all about.
I lost it. Thank you for joining us. It's over.
Edit this out.
We're done.
All right, we're on.
Oh, we are?
Yes, we are.
I wasn't ready. I'm not prepared.
Me neither.
Okay.
We're never prepared. Got some coffee.
I got some coffee.
It's 3:00 in the afternoon. I'm drinking coffee.
It's okay. Sometimes you need it, man.
Well, I made that this morning. I went and got my blood drawn, and after I got home, I made it, and then it's just been sitting in my cup all day because I forgot about it.
Oh.
But yeah. Hey, everybody. How are you guys doing?
Good.
You're doing good?
Yeah.
Me too. Me too.
This episode is brought to you by cake farts. If you don't know what cake farts are, you're probably too old or too young. You got to be like right in that age group too. Like,
I don't even want to say like if you don't know what it is, go look it up.
Why not?
Except now people are gonna go look it up.
People need to like broaden their horizons. Don't be obtuse.
What was that website like back in the day where you find all those weird fucking videos?
For some reason, I remember it. It was called Steak and Tomatoes or something.
No,
right?
it's Steak and Cheese.
Steak and Cheese.
Steakandcheese.com. Yeah. Like you go on there and find like the most wild, outlandish.
Oh, like people fucking dogs and stuff. Like
Crazy
stuff that's
shit.
Illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Like cake farts are illegal. It's just weird, but
yeah, cake farts is just somebody farting with a cake. But
yeah.
But no, like there'd be like street fight, like those original like street fight videos and all sorts of like morbid shit.
Dude.
Like I remember there was like decapitations and shit like
Right.
that too.
That's really weird and kind of hard to see that stuff when you're like 14.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
When you see it when you're like 20, you're like, and like in a combat zone, it's like, okay, that's different. But
yeah,
14-year-old just seeing those images, that wasn't good.
And that's exactly what we were. We were like 14,
yeah,
15, maybe.
Just laughing our asses off of cake farts during like lunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Steak and cheese, dude. I forgot about that until like right now.
Yeah, that was nice because Will always lived across the street, so we just go like eat all of his mom's cookies and like
watch cake farts.
Watch cake farts.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
So something was brought to my attention yesterday. And I want to address it.
Address that shit,
dude. So there's a cancel culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of it, okay, when people are just full of shit and saying things that are not based on real science, they just say things. Yeah, they need to be called out, not canceled. Well, yeah, called out, and maybe people just stop buying their shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're influencers. So apparently, it is cultural appropriation to call somebody cis. My son calls my daughter cis.
Oh fuck, because
like, hey,
because sister is a gen. That's
so.
I don't think that's fucking real.
It apparently is real, and I want to have a very mature response to this.
Yeah.
So, lick my balls. That's bullshit. Like, what are we appropriating? Is it gender, like you just said?
Mm-hmm.
Are we appropriating the culture of Southern whites?
Wait. Who's told you this?
It was in the Instasphere, dude.
Oh, well, that's the internet.
But people said it's a real movement thing. It's part of that whole. Go check it out. Google it. It's a cultural appropriation to call someone cis.
I mean, I think in that world they consider that it's not even cultural appropriation. It's the gender shit.
Yeah, it's part of that world, dude. And man,
well, it's the same thing. Like they don't want you saying he or she and which I totally respect a person if they don't want to be called a certain gender pronoun. I respect them. That's their fucking.
So what
decision.
happens when like an elevator in a building is going down stuck? Some firefighters coming to save your life. Like, ma'am, like, hold on, before you grab my hand, I am not a ma'am. Like, Shut the fuck up. We have bigger things to worry about.
Well, I think, like I was saying, I think if there's a man or woman and doing that right there is what they're saying. But if there's a person who wants to be called they or whatever it is, that's fine. But you can't get mad at somebody when they say he or she. It's the way
Dude, I know.
And there's God, it's a touchy subject too, because the whole cancel culture and all
Just
that shit.
yeah,
But
just having a basic conversation with somebody, you have to be on your tippy toes.
yeah.
Like, don't be a real person. Everything has to be a front.
But once again, like I said, I don't think that's real. I don't think that in every day-to-day life, anybody's ever going to say anything to you, especially not where we
Well,
live.
for one, we still live in Boise.
Yeah.
We don't live in one of these big cities where people are all fucked up. I remember who was it was saying like, oh, sometimes I'm afraid to even hold the door open for somebody because I don't know if they're going to be calling me sexist.
Yeah.
You know, like I think he was in a bigger city, right? And yeah, dude, actually yesterday, this is kind of unrelated, but it just made me think about like not gender really. These two girls are driving this like stupid little like, you know, how people like do a Honda Civics, but they're still just a Honda Civic. Like this little hatchback thing, and it had a Hoonigan sticker on the back. You know, like you don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just like they're trying to hit corners. It was just wobbling because they can't drive very well. So she literally blatantly, like, there's a car in front of me and we're getting kind of close. Like, if I would sped up a little bit, she would just hit me. Like, no blinker or anything. So I was like, fuck you. And so I actually out loud, like, I don't want to offend anybody, but in my truck, I said, fuck you, whore. That's what I said, dude. Because there's two girls in there. And so I get around and I just do the same thing to them. Just cut them off, whatever, no blinker. Actually, I did use my blinker because I'm polite. And I was like,
I'm going to cut you off politely.
And I was like, because I could tell they're probably like 20, maybe 21. And I was like, I guarantee you, I said this out loud, I was like, I guarantee you, they're not going to think they ever did anything wrong. But as soon as I did it, I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
And they'll flip me off. They'll both flip me off. And I even showed Bria next to me. I was like, this is how they'll flip me off because they can tell they're trashy. And they flipped me off exactly as they came by again, how I knew they were going to. Dude. Like the whole like, you know, their purple fucking hair.
Yeah, dude, that's every day for me because I drive for a living.
Yeah.
Like every day somebody will cut me off. Somebody will slam on their brakes in front of my fucking semi. That's not easy to stop. There's a lack of knowledge when it comes to like big vehicles, I think.
Yeah.
So I try to give people a benefit of the doubt sometimes because most people aren't taught.
I do too, but the older I get, it might be being an asshole. I apologize seriously in advance for this, but the older I get, the more I realize people are stupid. People are fucking stupid.
Well, you don't have to apologize. That people are fucking stupid.
And they will not take ownership. If I do that to somebody and I fuck up on traffic, I am always like, oh, fuck. Like, I wave. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry if they stop at a light. Like, I take ownership of me doing things that are not, like, if I'm not paying attention, I'm being complacent. But most people, I feel like I would say at least half of people in America refuse to look at themselves properly in a mirror. And they're just like, I can't do anything wrong. But if anybody does anything to me, they're wrong. You're like, I can't believe that. Like, who raised you, or did anybody raise you? Where'd you get this entitlement from?
Yeah,
you know
that goes back to admitting when you've done wrong. Most people don't, and I've done that. You've done that. Everybody's done that.
Yeah,
it's like I think it's like human nature to not want to admit you're at fault, but it's a healthy thing to try to strive to do that, and not everybody does
because people overreact, especially if you're like the sons and daughters of people of this war, Vietnam War, World War II, World War One. Where people overreact to small situations because of their experience in war, right? So a lot of generations grew up being afraid of doing anything wrong, like until the point where maybe they started lying about it.
Yeah,
they're afraid to get called out by their parents because they're afraid to get beaten or whatever it is. You know.
Sorry, I'm like distracted. I'm looking at the camera, and I'm trying to figure out in my head if we're reversed right now.
Jake's like, I'm sexy.
No, I hate looking at myself.
We are reversed.
Are we reversed?
Well, no, because it's a mirror image, bro.
Well, that's what I'm trying to.
So if I look to the right, look to the left on the screen.
Because we did one episode one time where I accidentally had it reversed and it looked like I was sitting over there.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to avoid. But I think it looks normal.
It's fine.
If I had some kind of like letters.
Why does it matter? You're still under your picture.
Well, I know, but the visual, I want it to stay the same. When we put it, I know. I'm weird about that shit. Anyways, there's some behind the scenes for you guys.
I'm legitimately OCD and I don't give a fuck right now.
I'm OCD about some stuff. Oh, here's some story time for you guys listening and watching. You talking about them almost hitting you remind me of a story of me and you when we were teenagers.
Oh yeah.
So one time me and Kevin are next to each other at a stoplight back when we were like 16, probably
17.
And I used to drive like this big lifted Ford Bronco. Kevin drove this beast of a truck that was a GMC with like a 454 under the hood.
It was a half ton with a 454.
Way too much power for a 17-year-old kid. and we're sitting at the stoplight and we're being dumbass kids. Like, all right, dude, let's fucking race. We're revving our motors and shit. And what's funny, because it was 3 lanes, and
Yeah.
on the other side of me was one of our friends' parents in their car, and we're revving and waiting for the light to change, and light changes, and me and Kevin both fucking hammer it, and his truck was very, very powerful, like I said, and the torque of his truck pushed his truck towards mine, and we fucking slammed into each other. Slammed just side by side. Boom.
But these are steel body vehicles, so it's like nothing happened.
There was no damage.
Yeah,
it was funny.
If you do that now, you're like, oh, it's $1,400 repair right there.
Yeah, exactly. But
you even sneeze on a fucking car anymore.
And then our friends' parents thought we were more dumbasses than they already thought.
Hey, it's cool.
But yeah. Another story I think Kevin should tell everybody. Talking about crashing and burning. Yesterday, Kevin's son took off running from the park.
Oh, that dude.
We were with our kids over at a field playing frisbee, and his youngest son, who's what, 3 years old,
3.5 almost.
He's little but fast, and he took off running, and we thought he was going to turn around and come back, and he didn't. So he had a good head start. And then you can tell the rest of the story, because
I started chasing him on the sidewalk, and usually he comes back. Like he listens to me usually.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm too soft on him. Maybe he is kind of a, he's pretty fearless. So I'm like, oh, come back. I'm like kind of like jogging. And I'm like, he's just picking the pace up here. So I got to go catch him. And I'm like, he's way ahead of me, goes around the corner. There's a couple walking, and like, oh, you got a fast one on your hands. And I was trying to be polite while I was running. I was like, oh yeah, and go around them. And I step off of the sidewalk. My ankle just turns sideways, dude. And I eat it fucking hard on the concrete. Like my ribs and my arms slap against the concrete, kind of knocked the wind out of me. And it was weird because I was embarrassed. When you're embarrassed, you kind of laugh sometimes.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck. And then I started laughing, and I was like, oh, fuck, I can't breathe. And I had to get up, and I started laughing because I was embarrassed. And he still kept on running. I was like, you have no sympathy.
Fuck you, Dad.
And so I caught him. And it's like, man, if anyone's ever had like a dog run away, and by the time you catch it, you just want to throw him against a fucking wall. That's how I felt. I just took his little ear and kind of twisted it a little bit. I was like, dude, like grabbed him by the ear, and like, in a tombstone, and walked him out of someone's yard. And I was like, dude, I can't believe you just did that. Like, I had a little bit of wine. I had a chew in my mouth. So like, it just wasn't good for me to be exercising at that point.
Yeah, I just wish I could have seen you fall.
Right in front of those people is so embarrassing. And like some guy even walked out of his house. Like he heard. I think it was so loud when I hit the ground. He was like, "What the fuck was that?" It's like my big voluptuous body just slamming against the ground, dude.
That's always funny too. Like when you fall, first thing you do is check to see if anybody saw you.
Oh,
it's like shit. Did they see
I knew they saw me, so I didn't even look. I was staring at the ground because I was so embarrassed, and I started like laughing while I was trying to run. I was mad.
Mm-hmm.
I have all my emotions at once.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Didn't cry though, not this time.
Yeah, the things kids put you through, man.
So what's going on in sports? Oh wait, nobody cares.
I was gonna say, but neither of us really follow sports other than MMA.
Yeah, the only thing I care about is trying to figure out for really just like genetically engineered slaves on a mining colony,
or what's the simulation
or a simulation. But aliens are just coming around, putting making these slaves, we're mining for gold and whatever else they want. And then every 10,000 years, whatever, they come by, take up all their shit, create a new religion to keep us under control, and then peace out. Be interesting.
That, or we're just here.
Yeah. So what's Easter all about?
We're just fucking here.
What's Easter all about?
We did just have Easter.
Dude, it was my daughter's
same thing,
8th birthday on Easter this year. That was nice.
Yeah, happy birthday to Vivian.
Yeah,
when she's older and goes back and listens to this, like we talked about before.
Yeah. Oh, she'll hate me. She'll be so embarrassed of me.
I don't know. I think
talking about cake farts and shit,
like we talked about last week, I think that's good. Our kids will hear the real us.
Yeah,
the goofy, the same thing, same shit they're gonna do. They're gonna joke with their friends. They're gonna say inappropriate shit. That's cool, man. Like I said, I wish I could hear my parents fucking bullshitting with their friends when they were younger.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But yeah. So I think next week, the next episode you guys hear or watch, we should have our art piece up, and we should have t-shirts. Not for sale yet, but they will be the ones I think we're planning on selling.
Yeah, we'll sport them.
Yeah.
I think we got a couple crop tops, right, for men.
Yeah, a little
Crop top tank tops.
yeah, and some booty shorts.
Yeah, it's about to be summer.
Yeah. No, not yet, but if there's a demand for it, man, we'll fucking make them.
Oh yeah, I'll wear a crop top. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I'll fight you.
I think we're gonna get like a few shirts next week, or actually this week, and we'll have a couple. And then I think the way I've got it worked out now is if people want shirts, we can put them up on the website and they can order them, and then after they order them, they'll be made.
Yeah.
That way there's not a fucking surplus of them not selling if that happens. But,
and next week and after that, we'll actually have
guests.
Guests.
Yes. So
Good ones too.
This will be the last episode for a while, if everything goes according to plan, that is just me and Kevin. We've got over the next month booked out with guests, and they're pretty fucking cool people, I think. So I'm excited for you guys to hear those episodes coming up.
They're all cool people.
Yeah. We got
everyone we've had.
we're actually recording 2 next week in one day. Gonna knock those 2 out.
Gonna need some coffee.
Yeah, it'll be good, man. And there's some interesting people that a lot of people listening to this probably might know already.
Oh, for sure.
But I'm not dropping any names yet, though, because if they don't show up or something, I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. But some cool people coming on, so that'll be fun. Actually, the next episode after this one should be, that guest will be in studio, which we haven't done in a long time. We haven't done with the camera yet, other than we recorded 2 episodes with Benito, and both those got fucked up, so we couldn't release them.
Yep.
So if everything goes right, and I think we've got the camera situation, the audio situation, all that figured out now, I hope. If it all goes right, the next episode that you guys listen to, we'll have a guest, and he'll be here with us. So that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. So what do you want to talk about? Let's
really get in deep. That wasn't deep enough for y'all.
I know. No, it's like we do these podcasts, and it's just like on a whim type of thing. We don't come in with fucking stuff planned to talk about, unless we have a guest who there's certain things. That's the other thing I guess I can talk about right now is some of these guests we have coming up. Some of those might be more interview style than just conversation. It depends on how it goes when we're sitting there with these people.
Right.
But like,
well, one of them for sure is a generational difference.
That
so if I go on talking about cake farts, he's like, he's
exactly, and
is dick,
as inappropriate shit as I can be or you can be, we also know how and when to be professional.
Oh yeah.
So, and we do have a couple guests coming up where I wouldn't necessarily say they come from a different world than us, because they kind of don't, but generational is a thing, things like that. It might maybe be a little more professional and more interviewee, because also some of these people coming up have really fucking cool backgrounds, and they've done a lot of really cool things in their life. So
yeah,
we're going to want to ask them questions about like, so how'd you start this? How'd you do this? And
yeah.
So if that's your thing, you guys should enjoy it. If it's not, then you're still going to fucking enjoy it.
Yes.
And yeah, we're also going to be doing coming up some traveling. We're going to be going and doing this podcast from the road, which I'm kind of excited about. I think we might've talked about that, but it's going to be weird not being in our controlled area where I know where everything is, and like trying to set up and get it all right, especially now with camera and all that. But it should go fine. I'm probably overthinking it.
Just make a little packing list. Make sure you don't forget anything.
Yeah. I think we'll be okay. And that's where like, I'm glad you've become more involved with the podcast, like we talked about last week. Cause now like I would have never thought of a packing list. That's not something that crosses my mind ever. I would have been like, all right, I know what I need. I'm throwing it all in and maybe forget something.
Yeah.
But organization and shit.
That's like a basic, like we can expand, metaphysically, philosophically on mission prep, but it's at the heart of the root, literally doing a little mission prep.
Yeah.
Well, then checking everything we have, make sure it's there, and don't leave without.
I do like having a set plan. Like,
oh yeah,
I'm very big on that, but the idea of actually writing down like, this is what we need, I don't go that far into it. It's all in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, you being more involved in this, like if like you could make a list of like, hey, this is everything because you know what we use, and then I could be like, okay, make sure I pack everything we need.
Yeah, trail
And-
mix, coffee,
Yeah, I mean, our first one is like
beef jerky.
we're still in the same city, but it's all good.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right.
Yeah. We're not going out of state till next month, which I need to hit him. I need to hit him up because he told me that as we get closer to make sure that date still works.
He doesn't forget about us.
But I guess I could say where that is. We might be going to Salt Lake, which I was texting with Andrew yesterday, Drake.
Oh,
and I told him we might be coming to Salt Lake, and that's where he's at. He's stationed there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he moved there.
He was in Twin Falls.
No, he was Idaho Falls.
Idaho Falls, yeah.
But I think over a year ago, they moved him over to Salt Lake.
Damn.
So he's in Salt Lake. He's like, well, shit, if you guys are coming, I'll show you around. But thing is, we have a 5.5 hour drive. So it's like, we're not going to have much time.
We can meet him for like burritos or something.
Or in and out.
In and out. I don't care.
Yeah. But we meet him for lunch, and I know we're going to like go stop and grab coffee and shit. But
yeah, maybe not burritos because we have to drive back together.
that's true. That's true. But anyways, yeah. So our plan is next month to go to Salt Lake, and we have a pretty cool guy down there that we're going to have on. But and then there's another dude that lives in Salt Lake that wants to come on, but he said he'd drive here to come on. And I'm sorry we're being vague. I just don't want to drop names because if they don't happen, it kind of makes me sound like an asshole, and it gets
we're not insecure. We don't need to be dropping names. Be like, oh, this is what we're doing. Like,
well,
that's
that's not why we're saying. I like we were talking about transparency last week. I want to keep everybody in loop and also give the people who listen and watch this something to look forward to with these episodes. Because like with me and you, I mean, we're fucking cool as shit. Obviously, people love us, and we're the best. And no, we're not. We're kind of boring sometimes. And obviously, like analytics wise, the episodes with just me and you do not do as well as when we have a guest on.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Which I understand. People have heard us talk. They haven't heard these other people come on and talk, so they're more likely to listen with the guest.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's the whole, catch.
Yeah, and we didn't start this to sit here and talk to each other.
Right.
Which it is kind of cool because it gives us time away from, because in here it's like our own little world, especially with these headphones on. It gives us time away from the family and everything to sit here and bullshit, and it just so happens we're fucking letting people hear it.
Right.
Because this is literally the same conversations we have when nobody's around.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But I think the guest thing, we have I think 4 or 5 booked after this. So we should have the next 4 or 5, I think, is all guests.
Okay.
And they're all pretty interesting folks.
It'd be cool to like, 'cause I'm planning on going camping like every weekend this summer with my kids. Just like we go camping and take all the equipment with us and just find some like crazy asshole out there camping. Like, you want to do a podcast?
Want to come on the podcast, dude?
Podcast in the woods, dude.
No shit.
Like mission prep by the fire.
No shit. And that's the thing, like with the setup we have, we could record this literally anywhere.
Yeah.
We don't need Wi-Fi. We don't need anything now.
Yeah. You just find that one guy you always meet at the campsites who's like, woohoo. He's always like freaking, like, he's got his shirt off, like
playing the guitar.
Yeah, that guy.
Actually, when we went up to Redfish last summer,
Mm-hmm.
or last spring, I guess it was, or fall, whatever that was. Anyways, when we went up to Redfish, there was this one dude at one of the cabins just sitting on his front porch, just fucking playing the guitar and singing by himself. Nobody's with him.
Wow.
And I was like, dude, that's fucking cool. And that's
Yeah.
like a guy we could be like, hey, you want to come talk?
Yeah.
But yeah, we could do shit like that because we don't need anything. We have all the equipment we need.
Mm-hmm.
Might get some weird looks sitting in the woods with all these the camera and the lights and all this shit.
No, not at all. You know how many fucking white people go out and camp, literally just not even camp, just go set up like they're camping, just take pictures for Instagram.
Yeah. Well, see, that's where I don't know if it's a self-conscious thing or not, but I don't even like recording myself like with my phone or something when people can see me.
No.
Like I went hiking with my kids and I was fucking with my GoPro, and I was recording, but even then I'm like people probably think I'm such a dick.
So weird.
I'm over here with my GoPro record, and I was trying to see how the GoPro worked, and like when I go on hikes or something with my kids, I'll take like little couple second videos of them, and so I have them. But I feel weird. I even feel weird if I'm in the grocery store and my wife's like, "Hey, FaceTime me when you're there so I can see this." I want to, like, no, it's awkward. I don't want to be sitting there talking. Hey,
because there's plenty of people out there that are wealthy or at least millionaires, or at least maybe making $200,000-300,000 a year, which is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Just being YouTube people, family people.
Oh,
that's cool. It's America. You can do that.
Yeah.
I like it because you live in America and I support that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always a but. I don't have any respect for those people. Like, I won't want to be your friend because I don't. How do I know you're someone who has work ethic? How do I know? Like, it's different. Like, you know, you meet someone who has a page, like Sean, right? Sean McRockins.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's different. That's
Yeah.
educational, and he has experience. It's not just
Mhm. You're talking about just their everyday thing and
like
putting it
daily
out there.
bumps. Just
Mhm.
these stupid fucking people. They're all stupid, and they make millions off this. And you know, he's a horrible singer. Like, I don't have any respect for him or his family.
Yeah,
Like, they're just, I don't know. It's maybe one of those like little narcissistic things about me again, but
well,
I don't care for people like that.
See, and that's where I differ a little, because I think about well, I guess you said it's America and all that, but I'm thankful that exists, because people being able to make a living doing that shit on the internet opens it up for us to do this on the internet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. I respect it. I just don't respect the content or a lot of those people in general as a person. I wouldn't be friends with them. I would be polite to them, like, hey, how's it going? Whatever, if I'm in the store. But because I'm not going to walk up to somebody like, I don't fucking like you.
Yeah.
Like, that's just weird. That's an asshole thing to do. I just don't really respect them as people. We have nothing in common, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I just think about like the things you can do now because of the internet to make a living. Like, there's a possibility this right here, what we're doing, could pay us. And that's because it exists, because the internet exists, you know?
Yeah.
And for some fucking reason, people like to listen to other people talk. Like, I listen to podcasts, you listen to podcasts, and now people are listening to us do a podcast.
Yeah.
Which to me is still so fucking weird. I'm getting more and more comfortable with it. But like, me and Kevin had this conversation yesterday about or a couple days ago, about how it's weird to us. We don't think about that there's people we know in the wild that listen to this, and we might say something on here, and then you see them and you're like, oh, motherfucker, they listen.
Yeah. Right.
Like, that's happened to both of us.
Yeah.
And I've had people come up to me and be like, yeah, dude, I listen. And I'm like, well, shit, hopefully I didn't say anything about you.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the other thing, like on here, I try not to like say too many people's names, because they're not here. They have no say in what I say about
if you're
them.
talking shit about them, they can't defend themselves.
And don't get me wrong, we will talk shit about somebody on here, which we have, but we're not going to drop a name because of the fact they're not here to defend themselves. They have their side of things too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's super weird that you people right now listening to my voice.
Don't say you people, dude.
You fucking people. Like, I'm going to see some of you tomorrow, and which most people I know personally, like, we'll talk about the podcast, but there's still some people like I don't know that well that I do know listen, and I know them in person a little bit. It's like, that's kind of weird.
Right.
Well, and then like there's a couple neighbors in this neighborhood that have told me like, dude, I'm gonna check out your podcast.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, oh man, like, I mean, that's cool. We want more people to listen.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll dig it. But
I love this neighborhood, but I actually shit on it more than I talk good about it.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. Like, I think we've mentioned the name of our neighborhood before, but the bigger this thing gets, I'm like, I don't want to mention the name of our neighborhood. Don't do it right now. You're about to.
No, I was gonna say, we're not like daily bumps people. We're so big, people are gonna be like coming in here and be like,
but yeah, but if the podcast continues to grow,
right,
and more, I mean, there's people, like I said before, there's people all over the world listening to us talk right now.
Right.
And
well, I'll just say, hey, thanks for the quality control, Brighton Homes, because these are like 2 steps above Corey Barton houses, and I haven't found a fucking wall that's square or seeing tape through the paint.
Dude, I think
you find houses of our quality neighborhoods from 15 years ago, 20 years ago, they're immaculate. I think paint jobs, the trim, everything is fucking square. The beams are square. These are not.
I think there's a combination of things, though. These
are slapped together by untrained carpenters.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think there's a combination of, you have people that are untrained, they go too fast, they're trying to slap shit up because there's so much demand. That's part of it. But I also think you got a little bit of bad luck with your house, because you've had more problems than you should.
Yeah.
And like, we haven't had those problems.
We
have a different builder.
Right.
But
yeah. When you have a new house and your moment's already off in the beams. So you have, people know what I'm talking about. Like, you have that 45-degree angle split that starts coming through because the moment shifted. Right. And basically I had it within months of moving in. Lots of shit is not square. The whole fireplace thing is fucked up.
Well, that's what I think. I think you got some bad luck, and we do have different builders, but your builder's like a well-known name. And I was surprised when you ran into the problems you ran into,
dude.
But yeah, so like,
Sorry, I'm complaining. I'm a privileged white person complaining about my new house. But you know what? At the same time, I did what a lot of people didn't. I bought my first house fucking poor.
Yeah.
In a kind of a shitty neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the poor man's economics of going up in the world.
Yeah.
You can invest in land or a house or both, and then continually, as they accrue value, trade, and you're paying them off, build equity, and then move up and move up
Well, and
without actually making more money. So I still feel like, yeah, you can call it privileged, but I'm not wealthy. And I just did it because I put effort and time and knowledge into that, knowing how to do that.
Well, also, you paid a lot of money for a house. You expect it to be a certain thing.
Right.
You want what you paid for. And like we had some issues, but we took advantage of the warranties and shit, which I need to look into because we've been here over a year now. But because of COVID, stuff was timelines were fucked up. So I got to look in that because now we have like the neighborhood themselves plants trees out front.
Yeah.
Like along the street. The one in front of our house is completely dead. It's not coming back.
Oh.
And so I actually need to email them to say like, hey, do we need to replace this tree or are you guys going to replace this tree? Because I don't want a dead fucking tree in front of my brand new house. And they're not even that, they're small trees. They're new.
Right.
And it's dead. So yeah. But no, anyways, like I said, we've mentioned before the neighborhood and stuff. And I'm like, God, because if we do get big with this thing, which it is growing, I'm like, I don't want people to know where I live. And I mean, this neighborhood has hundreds and hundreds of houses.
Yeah.
So it's not like they come pinpoint where we live, even if they knew where the neighborhood, but still it's like, I don't know if I want everybody knowing where I live, but yeah. Crazy. Dude, I'm wearing my old Metcoms today.
Nice.
These are my first like shoes I ever bought for CrossFit.
Really?
Back in the day when I was coming to your gym.
Dude, I could never buy shoes with red on them.
Dude, these have been sitting in my closet since
I buy black shoes.
I moved in here. Wow. And I grabbed them yesterday. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna wear these because I like them.
Put them on.
And they were like all dusty, and so I washed them up a little bit. And
sorry, my knees were sweating.
Well, you have the heater cranked on you.
I was cold. It's off. Palms are sweaty.
Dude, it's weird. Dude. Fucking 80 degrees yesterday, and today it's like 50.
Yesterday was so fucking hot. I was not climatized for that weather.
No. I
was outside all day yesterday, all day.
We were too. And I felt it when I went to bed last night. I was tired.
I was fucked up.
Dude, I was like, yesterday I was telling my wife, I'm like, I feel like I did so much today and I really didn't do that much, but it might have been a little bit of, it got warmer and I wasn't used to it. And we did some like outdoor stuff. We went to a nursery yesterday and we went and played with the kids, but it's really not that, it wasn't like that physical or anything, but I was like so worn out last night.
I was so beat. I was like getting really light. Like I drink plenty of water, but I was just like kind of like in nighttime. It's like 8 o'clock and I was like confused. Like I was hydrated, but I wasn't. It's like, man, I need to lay down. So after like just sitting down with my eyes shut for about 30 minutes, I started feeling better. And I went to bed around like 9 or 10. But
fuck, dude, I was up till after midnight, but I always am. And then I had to get up early this morning to get my blood drawn, which I almost overslept. Actually, I did kind of oversleep, but they still did it. So, because the doctor said for testosterone reasons, because I'm going to get it tested just to see. He's like, I want you here between 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was 8 and 8:30, whatever. Because that's the time your testosterone is the highest, is in the mornings, which I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because you just slept. But and so I set my alarm for 7:15 and 7:30 because I know myself. And I'm like, first one I'm going to turn off, and then the second one, I don't remember either of them going off. And then at 8:45, I look at my phone. I'm like, oh fuck! So I got up and got dressed and went over there, and they didn't say anything. Like, yeah, let's take the blood.
Yeah. So
they took my blood, and I'll find out in a couple days if I have low T. And then I can get juiced up.
Yeah. Good luck.
Hey, you never know.
My estrogen got so high when I had to get on Clomid that I had to stop everything.
I was actually reading on that last night. It says sometimes, depending on the person, when a man gets testosterone replacement, they'll start growing breasts.
Yeah.
And shit like that because their estrogen's like, what the fuck's going on? It goes up.
Yeah.
But it's not common though.
Right. I mean, estrogen is supposed to go up some with your testosterone. That's what keeps your heart healthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
When guys are on high levels, I'm saying like testosterone or D-ball, whatever it is, and they're taking estrogen blockers and it gets too low. Also they have heart issues. Estrogen is good for your heart. But yeah, my estradiol's were like, my testosterone went to like 1500, but my estradiol's were like 80, 85. And they're not supposed to be above 40.
Yeah. So
I cut it in half. My testosterone went down to about 1,000, which was still the top end of normal, which is like 1,200, right? at 1,000, but my estradiol's were still at 67. So it was just the good choice. I was just sensitive to clomid anyway.
I've just never had mine tested. It could be perfect, but I have some things that happen with me making me think it's low, like my recovery time after a workout.
I mean, with age, it starts dropping.
My
obviously.
sleep
after
is
25, 26.
my sleep is so fucked, and those are all like check on low testosterone. But also it says like people low testosterone like lose hair and shit, which I don't have.
Well, yeah, if you're like at 200, yeah, no shit.
But also weight gain, you gain weight easier when you have low testosterone. And I've noticed myself over the past year, I've gained weight easier than ever before. And yeah, that's has a combination of shitty diet and not enough. But I don't know if it's not enough exercise because I move around all day. Like I'm rarely ever sitting like I am right now.
Right.
Even when I'm home, I'm up doing stuff. I'm always doing something. So it's not like I'm sedentary all the time.
Right. But your protein, I bet you if you actually everything was accounted, all your macros are accounted for, I guarantee your protein's a quarter of what you should have. So that's going to change your hormones.
You might be right. And actually today, I've eaten very well all day today, and I'm proud of myself. Dude, it's a problem, dude. My diet is so bad. Like, I can get in a gym and put a workout in. I have no problem doing that. But my diet is like so fucked, man. And I was actually just having this conversation with my wife. I'm like, I know I shouldn't eat this thing. I know it's not good for me. And I do it fucking anyways.
Because it's an addiction.
And then I regret it after the fact. I'm like, why did I fucking eat that? And then like there's times like right now, like I'll be looking in the mirror, like, fuck, I don't like the way I look. So like today I had like a protein shake for breakfast. I had a burger patty by itself for lunch. And that's what I've had today, and coffee and water. That's all I've had today. And I feel fine. I feel good. And there is candy and shit in my house because of Easter.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't fucking touch the candy. Don't do it. Because sugar, man. Yeah. It's really hard for me to turn down.
You can pound one of those in 1 pound Reese's eggs pretty quick.
Yeah, dude. And we have like peanut M&Ms, all the shit, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't touch it. Because I want my kids to enjoy their childhood. I want them to have the candy for Easter. And I also not want them to think that it's evil, because then they're going to want it more. So, and I think we've talked about that, but yeah, for me, man, it's like you said, an addiction. It's a fucking problem. And I try to, and there's times where I've gone on a healthy diet for months. And then,
dude, I just thought about how literally as you were saying that, the thought ran through my mind, like, oh wait, I have private selection ice cream in my freezer. I got all excited. Why did I get excited?
Yeah.
Sugar's an addiction, dude. It's like cocaine, brother.
It's a sugar and a poison. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard, but I know like when I was doing CrossFit or when I was doing jiu-jitsu full time, I felt great, even if I was eating shitty, but I think it's because I was putting out so much in workouts, a CrossFit workout and a jiu-jitsu workout, they both destroy you. So I think maybe that's why. And I was also in better shape than I am right now.
Right.
But I think within the next month, I'm going to be going back to jiu-jitsu. I hope.
Nice.
Yeah. Because we're getting rid of the Jeep, I think, next month.
Nice.
Which I'm kind of sad about, but we don't need that car payment.
It'd been cool to have, because I'm gonna get rid of my truck on Friday, this Friday.
Get your new one.
Because it wasn't necessarily by choice. It was basically what Toyota can put out right now, what you can get by the time my lease was up. So I had the option between the cement gray and the army green Tacoma, because I have my white Tacoma, and I'm kind of tired of white anyway. So with the green one,
keep clean.
Yeah, I went with the green one, not because I'm a vet, just because it's a cool color.
I think they look fucking awesome.
And everyone has that cement one anyway.
Yeah,
would have been cool to have that because you have like your like Coyote.
Yeah, mine's
Jeep.
like the tan color Jeep.
Yeah,
and I love that Jeep so much, but I can't justify keeping it. We have two not very expensive, but to us very expensive vehicles that we pay for every month, and now my wife works from home. She's home all day. Like, we don't need a car just sitting in the driveway all day, and getting rid of her car would be stupid because it fits all the kids.
Oh yeah.
It fits us and the kids.
Yep.
I just said all the kids, like we have 80 kids. We have 2 kids, but it fits me, her, the kids, her family, everybody in her car. It's got 3 rows and all that. My Jeep, it's a Jeep. It has 2 rows of seats and that's it. And it's like, it's fun. It looks cool, but it's a fucking expensive ass payment every month I don't need. Yeah, so I think next month we're going to get rid of it.
At the end of the day, like, I love the idea of Jeeps. I have a lot of friends who are Jeep off-roaders and stuff, and I love those guys. but personally, maybe it's just how like left-brained I am. I couldn't stomach buying a $40,000 vehicle that if you really wanted to take it off road, you're gonna put 20 more grand into it off the fucking
Oh
lot.
yeah. Well, it's like
and they're overpriced. They're underpowered.
yeah.
Research and development is shitty on Jeeps.
Mhm.
If you disagree with me, go fuck yourself and read a book. Anyway, no, like I like the idea of them. I like the look out of them. I just, okay, they don't last very long and they're not very efficient motors. The transmissions aren't very well built. I mean, so you're going to be putting a lot of money into it. Not that you can't take a stock Jeep out and do stuff to it.
Mhm.
It's just,
Well, I mean, people can make them fucking badass, but like
right.
that's the other thing. Even a stock Jeep, you can go some really cool places in them. That's what they're built for.
Right.
But that's another thing. It does not justify me owning a Jeep.
No, just go buy the new Hummer.
Dude, I've taken my Jeep off road a few
Have you
times.
seen the new Hummer?
No, but I'm never getting a fucking Hummer.
It looks like they just ripped off the FJ Cruiser on the front end of it.
Oh
like,
yeah, I know some people that swear by those FJ Cruisers.
Oh, dude,
still.
I know.
But no, like I can't justify having my Jeep. I don't take it anywhere. Like I drive it to work. That's pretty much it. In the summertime, I take the doors and the top off and shit because it's awesome and it's nice to have like the open area. But I can't justify owning that kind of vehicle when I'm not really using it for what they're made for.
Exactly. That's like the Tacoma. It's like I really don't need a big truck anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I still take a lot of trips, getting stuff like a nursery or rocks or like taking stuff to the dump, which happens a lot, or moving stuff for people.
Yeah.
Moving my own shit.
Fuck, that's what I want. I need another pickup.
Yeah, the pickup is so nice. And Tacoma doesn't have very big beds. So I've gotten lumber obviously with you too.
Yeah.
From like Home Depot or Lowe's.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks sometimes because I have the 5-foot bed on it, but it's still a pickup. It's better than not having it,
Fuck, this room we're sitting in right now, a lot of this was in your truck.
Yeah.
Well, we tried to pick up the whole thing at once with your truck, so we didn't know what we were going to pick up.
Yeah.
And obviously it was a little too much for you.
Right. I didn't have a 3500
Yeah,
fucking Cummins.
But no, having a truck's nice because if you need it, it's there. And there's been many times we need it and I'm like, shit, I gotta call Kevin or my brother-in-law, whoever has a truck.
Yeah.
And I've had a truck, every vehicle I've pretty much ever had until I got my Jeep.
I think once you get a truck again, you should get a Tacoma.
Yeah.
If you don't like Toyota, then just go get one of those GMCs or something.
Yeah, I like Toyotas. They're nice and they last a long time.
Yeah.
They're tough, but yeah. I'm gonna press this button right now just because I want to hear it. So this is gonna be weird for you people listening, but this is our intro music in the middle of the podcast. I just want to see if it works. I programmed my little sound pad.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh shit. It started over. I guess I could just turn it down. Anyways, hey guys, it worked. I don't even know what's on the other buttons. I don't even know what that's for.
We're just fucking
what
around
would
at
that
this point.
sound be?
I mean, yeah, that's used for.
Kevin tells a funny joke or something.
That doesn't happen very often.
Anyways, I only have 4 buttons on my sound pad, but I only programmed our intro music into one of them. Just fucking around with it, but anyway, so
I like that funky one. Why'd you get rid of that one?
that was I put the intro music right where that one was. I could fuck with it and keep it on there if I ever want to use it again.
I just like to get funky.
Yeah, getting funky. Well, shit. I guess we can wrap this up.
Wrap it up.
This is like one of those episodes we just put out so we have something to put out, Like,
yeah.
Because we're trying to put an episode out every week, no matter what, because that's what I said I wanted to do, and we're trying to do it. So if we don't have a guest, we do just you and I, and they work. I mean, people are still fucking listening, but I have a hard time thinking we're interesting enough for people to just want to listen to me and you. And that might be like talking down about ourselves, but
Self-deprecation is amazing though.
yeah, and I think people can overdo it, including myself sometimes. Like I've had people tell me like, dude, stop fucking talking bad about yourself.
I know.
You're good at what you do, or you're good at this. And it's like, I have a hard time with that, but
right.
And it's in that, even like regarding the podcast, like I doubt myself on this every time we do it because neither of us have a background in audio, video, professionally talking, things like that. So I doubt it every time. And I've had people tell me regarding this, like, fucking stop. You guys are doing something good here,
Mm-hmm.
So thank you to those people.
Yeah.
Thanks. Have you been looking at yourself on that camera the whole time?
No.
Which
I've actually been looking at that all-purpose Loctite
oh, that I have sitting in the corner over there.
and looking at you, and if I turn away from you, I look at that.
Yeah. Well, actually, but even if you look at camera, since the screen is over here today, it kind of looks like you're looking in my direction. Me, I'm
Right.
like, you can tell I'm looking at something else.
Yeah.
We tried to move the screen. For those of you watching once again, we used to have the screen directly in front of us. And today we moved over
Yeah.
here.
Didn't like staring at myself.
And it's a little closer with me to fuck with stuff
Push
if I need
buttons.
to. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, next few weeks we'll have some cool guests on, and you guys should definitely tune into it.
Yes, stay tuned.
And keep an eye out for some t-shirts because I think they're coming soon. And you guys, that'll definitely help us to keep this thing rolling.
In the meantime, get out there and work out. Do
What he
something
said.
physical.
What he said. Get outside.
Sex counts. So
Get some sunshine. I guess you could have
sex outside.
I was gonna say, I guess you could do it outside if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Neighbors might look down upon that, but
Yeah, just don't be too loud. But
Yeah.
then again, if you're really in it, then whatever.
yeah, I mean
It's
it's
still your property. I can do what I want.
but yeah, enjoy yourselves, people. And we appreciate you guys listening to this.
Love you,
Was that to me or them?
everybody.
Oh,
You too.
I love you too.
Everybody.
All right, guys. Bye.